All right, we are live for Bud Light Game Night here on the next round. We are at Top Golf, right next to Protective Stadium, where tonight the Birmingham Legion will participate in the U.S. Open Cup against Inter Miami. David Beckham's team, Lionel Messi's team, starting next year. He will not be playing tonight, of course. That is Lance Taylor. That is Rockstar. That is Jim Dunaway. We are here with our friends at Bud Light for Bud Light Game Night. And, man, when I pulled in, I got here about 3:45, 4 o'clock. There were already people tailgating for the game. I don't know if y'all saw the same thing in that lot right across here, right behind Protective.
Were there any luchadors?
They were not at Luchadors, which was a bit disappointing because I think we had one of those last time, Rockstar. But I think that was a Charlotte fan.
A little too hot for that. Though, right?
We had one in full blown, had a cape on and a mask.
Yep. Lance, you were not here for the last show we did here. You were out of town. But, yeah, dude had on a full luchador mask, a cape, and some sort of utensil. I don't know what it was. Was it a sign he was carrying?
Was it a sickle?
A sickle does not seem like it goes with it. Maybe, I don't know.
If it was a soccer fan, it was probably some kind of noisemaker.
Yeah, it could have been a vuvuzela.
Do you remember when the vuvuzela, what World Games were those? Or not World Games?
South Africa.
It was World Cup.
World Cup. And they had the app where you could put it on your phone?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so obnoxious.
It was miserable to watch that.
You know what I noticed, too, pulling into the parking lot? Like, this place, Top Golf, is already packed. And what I'm assuming is you get a cool boss that works downtown, and they decide to take the last couple of hours out of the office and into Top Golf.
That would be a cool boss. I would agree completely. Yeah.
That's sort of what Reed has done for us today.
It's true. And Bud Light.
Indirectly, yeah.
The last couple hours of our work days right here at Top Golf today. So same.
Yeah. Little T is here as well. We've got our winner who's coming in around us the end of the show.
Landon Robinson. He's going to get a bay for a couple hours, Bud Light, and hang out here and have some fun at Top Golf. This is a fun event, and as Dunaway and Lance just talking about, if you got a cool boss, talk them into tomorrow or Friday, Renton Bay, finishing the workday this way. Good team building. Oh, man, it's awesome. I mean, birthday parties, anything you want down here at Top Golf. I know it's sensory overload for Rocky.
It is.
There's a lot that goes on.
No, it's not bad. Vegas is bad for me. That's too much.
This is like the Vegas of Birmingham, Rockstar.
Well, no. Well, this is the perfect amount for me.
Really?
When it's not. I don't like elbow to elbow. Just running into people and loud music. That's when it's.
Do you think your ex, Missy, Melissa, that went home with a couple, do you think she would like this, or is this too much?
You know, I haven't talked to Missy in about. How long ago was 2009?
That would be
14 years ago.
14 years. She squeezed out a couple of puppies.
She's still in the area?
I don't know. I literally have not talked to her since the day. Probably 1 month after we broke up, I talked to her.
I saw one of your exes at Oak House.
Who was that?
She was a meathead, or he was a meathead.
My ex's was a meathead?
No, she was with a meathead. Big dude.
Who was that?
I'm not going to say it on air.
There's only another one.
Yeah, well, you know.
The other one. Okay. Well, I haven't talked to her in a while either.
Yeah.
So
Rockstar, you got exes all over, man.
You're afraid if you say that ex's name, we'll get called into the boss's office again and lectured about it?
That's not the same one.
No.
Oh, okay.
But she's got a very unique name.
We commented about one of Rockstar's, just to let you in an inside joke so this show's not going over your head. We commented about one of Rockstar's exits one time on our radio show.
We took it too far.
And our radio boss called us in.
Well, we never called this person by name.
We did.
Yeah, but wasn't she on the cover, or not the cover, but on the, well, I guess it is the cover.
She was in the
AL.com.
Yeah, she was in
the bikini contest at Florida.
At the Florida before we knew about
I totally forgot about that.
Mullet toss. Yeah, mullet toss. She was in the mullet toss bikini contest.
Totally
working with her, I had no idea she had that kind of flexibility till I saw her on AL.com.
Right, yeah. That's the way you win those things.
And I think that was like a last-minute decision to enter the contest.
It always is. That's what they say, right?
My God.
I never planned on it.
I was down there, had a bikini with me.
Guys were begging me to do it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it, but they were going to be able to put the contest on without me. Didn't have enough people.
So Dunaway's point, we made some comments, and they probably were over the line. We do that on occasion, and the boss called us in and shamed us.
I haven't been shamed in a while. You guys?
I've not been shamed in a while. That was one. That was that particular boss was one of the better bosses we worked for, but that was one of the things he did I thought was kind of low rent.
You mean shamed by anybody who's not on this panel right now, or I mean that's on our daily basis, right? That's our give and take. Is our love language.
Shame one another.
Is how we shame each other.
I don't know. Did we shame each other today?
weight loss came up earlier. I don't feel like 17 was an impressive number for
I
you.
complimented you.
Yeah, well, I tell you what happened there.
I think that's a big deal. I think
Yeah.
to lose 17 pounds.
The way you said it initially sounded like you were taking a shot, and I don't know that you didn't realize that midstream and kind of changed the tone of it. I don't think you intended to take a shot, but
not
it
at
sounded
all.
that way.
No, I mean, I think 17 pounds is big. Now, I mean, when you know, I mean, how low do you want to get? I guess that's my question. Because I think this is a good weight for you. I mean, you could shed the gut a little bit, but after that,
Yeah, there you go. There
No,
you go. Did it take long?
no, but
And
I'm
we're
just
off.
saying. After
Yeah.
that, I mean, I think 189 is a good weight for you.
189 is a good weight for me.
Yeah.
I would love to be. I think my goal this time around is see what it looks like 180 with muscle. So,
Okay.
180
Well,
with muscle.
what are you going to do? Does weight of wellness add muscle?
Yeah, how you gonna do that muscle thing?
They do have a plan where they would drive me to the gym, which is probably the only way I would get there.
Yeah.
Why don't you take a little instead of golf every day, every other day, work out?
That would be good, but I feel like it would mess up my golf swing.
Yeah, that's
If I get
totally
too
You'll,
bulky.
you'll have to adjust.
I don't want to get too bulky.
It didn't hurt DeChambeau, right? Well, he got
Well,
better.
I don't know.
Or did it?
He
Or
lost,
did it?
He lost it all back down.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to end up like Tiger. I mean,
Yeah.
all that damn money, all the exes, problems with women,
I know. More money, more problems.
losing his hair.
Yep. Michael says Dunaway Shane Brown about the hat. That is true. You said I don't think that hat looks good on
Oh
you.
yeah.
You
Kevin said
couldn't get it straight.
Kevin said Lance shamed Dunaway about the phone background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't shave. Let me see your phone real quick.
Well, I haven't had a chance to update it. It's just
It rotates pictures
don't
though.
change
Oh, it is rotating.
Oh yeah,
again
it's you again.
with the dog, but it's not. Dadgummit, it's not doing it. Maybe I clicked on the lock thing, Rockstar.
Okay. I didn't know there was a lock
Or
thing.
maybe it's an hour.
Hey, was that the same one you
Oh,
saw
wait,
earlier
here we go.
today?
No, it's different.
Oh,
Hey,
I-
so when you had your fantasy leagues or
there's
whatever,
people,
okay, there's people,
but I'm in it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay.
Maggie,
Looks,
Aw.
it looks like you with
Maggie.
boobs.
Maggie, my two best friends.
Yep.
My daughter's best friend, Elise, who just turned 21 today. Happy birthday, Elise.
you.
That's
And
very
Maggie.
background though. That's a lot of you.
Me and John Willard.
Yeah.
Well,
and,
I'm in every one of
you
them.
and Nick Saban.
Me and
Who's that?
Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second most
Me
famous
again on the golf course with,
Solo.
with a mountain in the far.
So
from behind.
artistic.
You and us.
Yeah.
We made it, Lance.
Yeah, that's
we made it on
good.
Dunaway's phone.
Yeah.
You and Rockstar.
That's a
is
good-looking
such
shirt.
a good
Yeah.
photo.
By the way, there's no solos between me and you and me and you. It's
Just you and
me
Rockstar?
We're
I'm
tied.
I'm not beat up about that.
Well, who doesn't like Rockstar?
Oh, wait, one I'm not in. Harper by herself.
Well, that's
do
good.
like- I do.
Maggie by herself for the
Yeah.
second time.
How does it decide where to block the clock?
Carter
Yeah.
by
That's a good question, Rockstar.
'Cause
How
some
does
of
it
them
know?
block the clock, some of them don't.
Yeah.
it's 3D. The hat.
Some of them are clock blocker, Rockstar.
Yeah, they're clock blocker.
My friend Ella Ray.
Yeah.
That was the one I
like
saw
that.
today.
I
That was
like
the
that
one you
one.
saw.
That
today.
was the one that was stuck, and that was why I was like, "Holy shit!"
That's one I'd like to have.
Who was that? You and who?
My
Who was
friend Bob
that?
Who's
Okay.
that?
There you
That's
are
me
again.
again.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Promoting the show.
Uh-huh.
On
Me
your
again.
promoting the show on my own phone.
It's Maggie and Cameron and Dora.
Half of them
I
are
know.
by himself.
Me,
Hey,
me
so
and Chris Stewart.
You used to make up leagues
Me
when you
by
were a
myself.
kid.
Get him again.
When you had a fan club, were you the president of your fan club?
I still am. Still am.
How's it-
I pay my dues every month.
To who?
Coming in and hanging out next to that guy, letting him slam me every show for content.
I appreciate you giving to the show, Dunaway.
Yes.
Kevin says, "Where's your ice cream cup?"
It's a mug.
It's a mug. It's a coffee mug. So the Bud Light poll question today: is it strange to eat ice cream out of a coffee mug? 67% said no. 33% said yes. I think we slammed the door on that one. Looks like
Yeah.
I'm more normal than y'all think I am.
I'm shocked. I've
Yeah.
never seen it before until last night.
Well, it's easy to hold. It's easier to hold than a bowl. And I just don't need a bowl to fill up. You know what I'm saying? I'm only going to eat that much ice cream.
If you had a slew of waffle cones or sugar cones, would you use that instead?
Yeah, but that is a lot of trouble getting it down in the waffle cone and all that.
We've got these different size bowls.
That's what
at
the
my
wife's
house.
for, by the way.
Do you have those? You have some bowls
Yeah.
that are small.
Yeah, and then the big cereal bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but my problem here, Lance, part of it is portion control because if I fill a bowl of ice cream, I'm going to eat every bite.
Yeah,
of it.
again, I ate an
Yeah.
entire pint last night
Can
because
you-
of that.
Can you
Yeah.
just admit that we got, because we have coffee now that is really good for sale and we got coffee mugs in, you just wanted to show for social media our new coffee mug and you put ice cream in it.
Yeah,
You
it's
did it
just
for the
wh-
show.
I
You
didn't
did show.
I
You
didn't
did
send
show.
that out on social media. I sent it to the group text, and Scott was the one that put it up. But y'all brought our I guess maybe I brought it up. I don't remember. Anyway, I didn't send it out on social media. No, I've always eaten it from a coffee mug, but it used to be a smaller coffee mug. This is a good sized mug for it.
But
Could
you know,
be.
we didn't ask the most important question. What flavor was it?
That was public store brand New Orleans caramel praline.
Okay.
I was going to guess that, by the way.
That's probably
how
my,
well I know him.
Well,
wow, that is scary.
Yep.
well, who scooped it? I did.
I did. No, not away.
Yep.
My salted caramel pretzel blondie is a little bit better.
That is my favorite flavor of ice cream, and it's just a public store brand. And my wife bought Bananas Foster because she knows I like the Bananas Foster dessert, right? So she bought that, and I tasted it. I was like, the only problem with that one is that artificial banana taste is hit or miss.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, artificial banana can be really, really bad, and that one is not bad. It's just not great.
The only place artificial banana tastes good.
Runts.
Now and later's.
Runts.
Runts are good, yeah.
It was a banana taffy like thing.
Oh yeah,
That was
Laffy
later.
Taffy.
Laffy Taffy.
What was it called?
Laffy Taffy.
Yeah.
Laffy Taffy.
Oh yeah, that shit was good.
That was really
I
good.
felt like I was literally eating a banana.
Yeah.
Oh, it
but-
didn't taste like a
no,
banana at
it
all.
tasted nothing like it.
But it was a good flavor.
And it had
But
yellow number 5. What does yellow number 5 do to you?
Well,
the red number 5
the
shrinks your penis.
Well, the
Yellow
doctor
5.
prescribed it to me.
Red 20 is in all our stuff, which I think it's illegal in Europe, I heard, but we've got it in everything.
I had to take it twice a day growing up.
the red something.
Wow.
Red
Wow.
20.
The red 20. I thought it was the red 5, but the red 20
Yes, yellow 5.
used to be in the sucker when I would go to the doctor's
Right.
office, and that made that red sucker taste the best. And then we stopped putting it in food. One of the reds got, from when I was a kid to y'all's childhood, some red got taken out of our food system,
Wow.
and that red sucker was the bomb back in the day.
Was
and
it Eric
then it
Davis?
changed. It changed in the 70s.
Chris
it may-
Sabo.
It may have been
Cal
lead.
Daniels.
It may have been lead. It may have been red lead paint. They just put in the
No,
sucker.
you know, it is funny. Seriously, red 20 is a chemical. I mean, how bad does it have to be that, like, hell, we don't have a name for it. We don't know what it is. We're going to call it red 20.
Red 20. I don't even know what's in it.
And by the way, how bad does it have to be for Europe to ban it? And we're like, shit, we're too deep into the red 20. We own stock in it. It's in
Yeah, but
everything.
It's in all our
We can't
suckers.
take it out of Fruity Pebbles. We can't take it out of our Starburst.
Oh,
We got to
Fruity
roll
Pebbles.
with it.
But remember a story on Trash? They relabeled Subway because the bread, it's labeled as like a pastry or a cake now because of the sugar.
That
Oh,
and
wow.
people thought they had a little Subway had a little bit of controversy the past couple of years. The somebody said it had the same material that you put in the foam mat in the wrestling or something like that.
Well, they had a good spokesman for a while, though.
No, he's in jail, Lance.
He liked things that weren't in the sandwich shop.
Well, we loved red 20 so much, we made it the official color of the next round. That is,
There's a red.
if you're looking for it in the Home Depot, just ask for the red 20.
Sir, that's banned. Timmons asked for parking wrecks. Like, I mean, just the stadium parking will be fine, right? They won't have that many people, will they?
12,000 last time. It was not a horrible parking night, but it got a little juicy down here. Got a little juicy.
I don't want to
but-
give away my secret, but there is one way to park down here when events are crowded.
Yeah, I don't think this one will be that crazy. Like the Garth Brooks concert filled the joint up, and it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, no. But I mean, the green pea lot, if you've got that pass, that's really good. Or if you can just get in there, that's good.
The under the interstate, right after you get off, not
Yeah.
interstate, but right after you get off Red Mountain Expressway, right
There's
there.
some free parking down here. But
Yeah.
then if you go to the parking deck behind the BJCC, that's my favorite place to park. You pay a little bit there, but yeah, that's where I like to park.
Yeah.
Uber's
the,
great.
The problem is where
Uber.
Oh, Uber. I think it said Hoover. It's like kind
That's
of
a
a
bit of a
walk.
hike. I'll be there next Tuesday.
Yeah. The problem is they built that stadium on the biggest parking lot that was down here. So where you used to park, you now sit and watch the game, and that is probably good luck in that. Landmine Believer says New York is orange right now. The air quality hasn't been that bad since the right after the towers fell.
Yeah, I was watching my buddy Tracy Wolfson on her social media today, and I don't know exactly what part of New York. She doesn't live downtown, so she lives in the suburbs. And she had a picture off her back deck, and she says this looks like I'm in a Marvel movie.
Yeah, it's
And it's
weird.
from the Canadian wildfires
Right.
that are going on.
Did they cancel or postpone the Yankees game? Do you know?
I don't know any. I have not been on the sports team this afternoon.
I'll look.
But I did see some of that, and it was crazy the way it looked. I mean, it looked like it was a weird sunset, and yet it was the middle of the day.
Yeah, I mean the sky is just blood orange.
Apocalypse Now.
No,
Yeah.
Rockstar really does.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know if
saw
you've
it.
seen photos.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know Marvel, but she says I would not be surprised if Thanos comes down in my backyard right now.
It's not a good thing, I think. It's not. A
Oh,
good
if Thanos shows up, yeah, it's
No.
postponed due to air quality. White Sox Yankees. The makeup date is tomorrow. I don't think it's changing that
Yeah.
much.
Well, the good news, the White Sox should just say, we were going to lose that one anyway.
That's right. Actually, if you'll just split the series for us, we're a 500 team. We'll be fine.
And they were only plus 105 with Lance Lynn on the hill. I thought it was kind of smelly.
Yeah, smelled like smoke.
Keith asked, did y'all try to do a weekly spot with Montana Fouts again this year? Also, who was the state player that y'all mentioned several months ago? Their price was so high.
We
it
did
would
not.
shock people.
We did not try to do Montana this year. Truthfully, I don't think, at least I did not think that this team was going to be would come anywhere close to Oklahoma City. So I think they overachieved to get there, and I just didn't know how much excitement or buzz there would be about Montana and the team this year, and they overachieved, and there ends up being a lot of buzz about Montana, and she leaves with a great legacy. But
and if I could pull back the curtain a little bit too, last year there was a sponsor that was interested, so we kind of paired her and a sponsor, and that obviously made a pretty big difference. If the same had happened this year, we might have considered it. I don't know.
Well, the best thing for us is what that sponsor came to us and said, we would like an Alabama football player for this, blah 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 blah, and we said, really something different for you. We think you should jump on Montana Fouts. She loves hunting and fishing.
That's right.
Legitimately loves it. Wouldn't be just doing it for a photo shoot. It would be a perfect combination, and it worked out perfect. And I think she has used that to jump into several other ventures this year. And as Lance said the other day on the show, she hit it at the right time. She's probably, of all the female athletes that do not pose in thong bikinis, the hottest, the most successful person when it comes to endorsing products and not just endorsing themselves.
Bryce Young was the one that was expensive. And, look, the guy went on and won the Heisman Trophy and was the number 1 overall pick. So, in hindsight, probably wasn't that expensive.
Yeah, we had Bo Nix on 2 years ago, and I thought it was going to be a good idea to get him on next year just for something different. And I can't imagine what he would cost now.
Especially out of market.
Yeah.
You don't get the in-market discount. Chris Paul got waived. NH3425. And
never won a championship.
Vol fan asked, is he finally a Laker, Lance?
Does Jake move with him?
He's going to work full-time for State Farm?
Yeah.
I think Rob Pelinka might be past going out and getting the older guys now. I think it's time to really focus on rebuilding this team.
When you look at what the Miami Heat's doing, it seems like you could find some parts and build a deep roster, than to get a has-been. And, all this talk about Kyrie and LeBron being back together, I don't know if you think LeBron wants to be with Kyrie again or not. One thing for sure, he's not going to go play in Dallas, right? Unless his son eventually gets drafted by Dallas. That'd be the only way he'd go to Dallas.
Yeah, and I Doncic is such a good player. I don't know. Who knows? I doubt it. I don't think the market's big enough.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think he would leave L.A. I think he will. If he leaves L.A. and plays anywhere else, it'll be to go and fulfill that dream for a year to play with his son.
So,
and, that could be anywhere because of the draft.
So obviously the reason we're down here is the U.S. Open Cup. Rockstar, you're a big soccer guy. You've got to do trivia, so you couldn't stay. But if not, would you stay for the game?
Yes, I remember going to the Legion games when they were over by UAB, and soccer's a fun sport to watch because it's nonstop. And it's just two halves that are constant motion, and then people complain like, "Oh, it's 1-0." Well, but at least it's constant motion. There's not commercial breaks. That's what I love about soccer.
Let me ask you this: if Messi were already on the team, would he play in an event like this, or would he sit this?
That I don't know. I'm just curious what the attendance would be tonight if they announced.
That's what I'm saying.
That
That's why I asked you. I
up.
bet if Messi played, they would sell
even
the
if he was
place
on the
out.
sideline. He's not even going to dress, but he'll be here.
Yeah.
They'd have to pull all the tarps out. You're right, because
That's insane.
there would be enough fans who come in who would say, "Well, I just want to see Messi play one time."
No, if they
in
say he's
person.
not playing, if they say he's not even dressing, he's going to be on the
Yeah.
sideline.
Oh, I don't know about that.
But I think if he were
Wait,
playing,
you really think so?
If he was playing,
it would sell
if he was
out.
playing,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people just who are sports fans who know that name
It is so fresh that they won the World Cup last year.
would say, "Hey, this is my only time I will ever go see Lionel Messi play." I would, absolutely.
What
they
I
do
think you would also appeal to the international audience. He's far more famous internationally than he is here in the United States, and I think people would drive from a decent distance to come see him play. I think you would sell that place out if Messi played.
Yeah,
I don't know about like Rockstar saying if you just stood on the sideline. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. You'd get Atlanta, Nashville, people who really go and watch soccer in their MLS teams who'd be like, "Oh, Messi's making his debut tonight," or "Messi's playing for Inter Miami." I don't know about Atlanta, Miami, because if he was playing with Inter Miami, he would
He's
be going
coming to Atlanta.
He'd be going road trips to Atlanta and Nashville already.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but I would assume if it was his debut, people would be like, "I want to be there for that." Yeah.
yeah, that'd be interesting.
Hell, it would probably get picked up by ESPN too.
If it was his first game.
Yeah.
Wow, what a deal that would have been.
They would throw it on opposite of the NBA game just to.
But I didn't know
Fill a
if this
hole.
was. I didn't know if this was a big enough event that you would play him in it, or do you sit him in it?
That I do not know.
Yeah. So
Well-
you would stay if you didn't have to do trivia.
Yeah, well, if I got a kid at home, but I would love to. I want to take Cord to games and stuff, but he's not that age yet. He just wants to walk around and cry.
Oh, you couldn't sit still with that kid.
I know,
Yeah.
the kid does not like to sit still.
He does not.
He just started walking and running. There's no way he's sitting still.
Looks like he'll be big on the kiss cam one day. He's a loving little child. he'll be like, they'll put him up on the big screen. He'll give mommy a little kiss on the cheek. He'll be good at that.
What we do with Dad?
Probably punch you.
Yeah, well, that's fine. That's what happened. But yeah, I would love to go to a game eventually with him, but I'd love to stay tonight if I didn't have trivia.
Yep. I mean, I can fill in for it. Well, no, I really can't. I got stuff I got to do.
Oh, my wife would love that. Hey, I'm going to stay. I'm not doing trivia. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. You coming home? No, I'm going to
Nope.
the soccer game.
Going to a soccer game.
Gonna
Didn't
make
plan
money? Nope. Gonna cost me money.
to- Didn't even plan to go to.
Import? Nope. Export.
Yeah, it is Bud Light game night. That's why we're here though, because Inter Miami. I'm sorry, Inter Miami.
I did that today. I never said it out loud, but in my head, every time I said it, I had to stop after enter
Yeah,
and not say the words Milan.
yeah. So Inter
Miami.
Why is that a thing? Why is Inter? Because there are several of them, right?
International?
Is it international?
No clue.
I think Miami's international.
Well, it is, but I'm like, why do they use the phrase "Inter" in front of a team?
He's
name?
gonna
Rockstar's
Google
going
it.
to search it up. As
7
Allie
o'clock
says.
Protective Stadium, last minute tickets, BHMLegion.com. But we're out here with our friends at Bud Light
at Top Golf.
At Top Golf, getting ready to do what we did last time. Furman said it again today, Brown. Same
I
thing he
know.
said last week. He didn't have any smart money like he did last week,
Yeah,
but he said that, hey, this thing's virtually a pick 'em.
Yeah, last time LT Furman came on that Wednesday, you were gone, and we were kidding him about having a line. He's like, "No, I got a line. Not only do I have a line on the game, smart money's coming in on Birmingham."
What was
And
the
lo and behold,
final in
Birmingham
that
won.
game?
1-0, right?
That's the final 1-0. And
Yeah.
but see, Furman said something that is important, and he made a point to say this is important if you're new to betting soccer, that it only counts the full time. It does not count kickoffs or overtimes or shootouts or any of that stuff. That when it's over with, when it goes 90 minutes plus extra time, if it there'll be a winner decided here tonight at Protective Stadium because
But it
they're
could be a
advancing in the
draw.
tournament. But gambling wise, it could be a draw and they could go to the overtime and it pays out there. That's something I didn't know as a
So
fan.
if I bet on the money line and it goes to penalty kicks, I get paid on the draw if I bet the draw.
Yeah, that's why the draw is the best odds. Did
That's
you see
right.
that? The
Yeah.
odds,
Well, plus 220, I think, was the draw.
It was the
Plus-
highest odds. yeah.
right?
Plus 105 on Birmingham, and then Inter Miami was minus 120 or something like that.
Oh,
I thought they were both
I
plus.
thought they both were plus.
Yeah, I think
Well,
they
I
both
think
plus.
it's plus
yeah.
105 Miami, plus
Plus
120, 120 Birmingham,
Yeah.
130 Birmingham, and then plus 2 something for the draw.
Yeah.
Wait, Miami was
Plus
Plus-
105.
Yep.
okay.
Everybody was plus.
Yeah, and then Birmingham was plus 130. Okay.
Yeah.
Club Internacional de Football Miami is the real name, and I bet you guys can't guess where they play their home matches.
Miami.
I bet they play them at FAU.
Hard Rock.
That's not a Hard Rock.
DRVPNK Stadium.
Oh,
What does that stand
for
for?
that over there.
I don't know.
Sure.
All
You
capitalized.
done?
Yeah.
Pronounced Drive Pink Stadium.
Drive pink.
Yeah.
What does that mean, Reichstad?
I don't know.
Do they have fluorescent in their uniform? Most Miami teams do.
Drive Pink. Oh, it's a breast cancer awareness.
Breast Cancer Awareness Stadium.
I
That's
get
kind of a
what they-
weird name for a stadium.
That's weird. Go on, Club Internacional. It stands
No.
for international.
So I was watching this Stanley Cup playoffs several weeks ago, and the Kraken were about to start, and they show it and say, "Welcome to Climate Pledge Stadium," and I'm like, "That is the most Pacific Northwest name
Yeah.
possible, Climate Pledge Stadium."
Do you have to climb? You have to pledge your climate when you
Yes, I pledge not to
what your
patronize here.
what your carbon footprint was before you walked into the stadium.
Yeah.
What do you think? Okay,
Dunaway bailed.
Yeah.
Well, he's coming back.
you upset him.
No, how did I upset him?
I could tell you upset him.
Oh, well, I didn't
He
do
see
anything.
in his pocket. He went and had to start the car.
Yep. Hey, so make sure if you're watching us on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you have subscribed to our YouTube channel, please, and set your alerts so you know when we're live for shows just like this. We're live 9 to 1 every day. And you can follow us on social media at Next Round Live, at Next Round Live. If you're watching us on Twitter or Facebook, please give us a share and a like there so people join the show. We greatly appreciate that. And thank you for subscribing on YouTube. Our subscriber numbers have been climbing rapidly day by day, and we greatly appreciate that. That means the world to us. So spread the word, please. Samuel wants to challenge LT. Can you name all the NBA division names?
Oh,
Thank you, little T. Your beer has arrived, Lance.
Oh, thank you.
All the NBA division names.
No, I don't think I can.
You got
there's 6 of them. Like there's Pacific, Northwest.
There's Pacific. There's Atlantic. I know those two.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Rockstar, do you have any guess?
But,
The
typically
AFC?
when you look,
AFC, NFC.
when you look at it now in the standings,
Right.
all you see is East and West,
I know.
and you see 15-15, and then that's how everything's listed now. So no, I have no idea.
Boy, I'll see if I can pull them up. Yeah, I got that division. Okay, here you go. I got it right here.
I can do NFL or
well, that's easy.
Major League Baseball.
Eastern Conference, you got Atlantic, Central, Southeast. Western Conference, you got Northwest, Pacific, Southwest. Isn't that weird that you don't even really pay attention to the divisions?
No.
Because I don't even think anybody. Well, I guess you do win your division, but it's all about seeding.
Yeah.
So it's just not the deal that it is with. I mean, like even if you go 9-8 and you win the NFC South,
right,
you get to host a playoff game.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it matters in the NFL. It doesn't matter really much at all in the NBA. It's really just for scheduling purposes.
That's
is what it boils down to. That is weird. We just Dunaway, as you had walked away,
Talking about the Kraken?
yeah, but Lance was challenged to name the NBA divisions.
I didn't even try.
He couldn't even do it.
Oh, the NBA divisions.
Yep.
I
I got them right here.
How many are there, Brown?
There are 6.
I knew there were 6, but
6 divisions.
Uh-huh.
They don't do something stupid and name them after people, do they?
They do not. They're all
The Rick Fox division.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, hell,
Detlef
I
Schrempf.
want to tell the truth. That's what I was going to say.
I mean,
Rick
hell, at one
Smits.
point, didn't the hockey do?
Well, they had the
Norris.
Norris.
Yeah.
Smythe.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are stupid division names.
Yeah.
They still have those? They don't have those. It's just
In
conferences
hockey.
now,
I'll do hockey
It's
next.
just Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
One of them's the Atlantic, Brown.
That is correct. Eastern Conference Atlantic.
Dirty South is one.
It should
South.
be, but it's not. That would be really good.
Who would be in the Dirty South? Memphis, Atlanta,
You'd have to have Atlanta because Atlanta's
the Hornets.
was where it started.
Yeah.
And Miami is not Dirty South.
There are hockey divisions, by the way. We'll get to that next.
There is Atlantic.
There's a tease for you.
Yeah.
There's a West Coast Pacific. Is it called Pacific or West Coast?
So your divisions, and now you've gone out west. Now you do have a Pacific.
Okay, so I'm just trying to name them all.
So what have you named? Pacific and Atlantic. So you
Pacific,
named the 2 oceans.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna say
Coosa River.
I'm gonna say, and you said there's 6.
There are 6. You're
I'm gonna
down
say
to 4.
I'm gonna say there is.
Great Lakes.
That is incorrect.
I'm gonna say Atlantic, North, South.
Yeah, that's incorrect.
Midwest.
Give it up.
That's incorrect.
Okay.
All right. So in the Eastern Conference, Jim, you got Atlantic, Central, Southeast. In the Western Conference, Northwest, Pacific, and Southwest.
Well, that's dumb.
Well, I mean, I don't disagree with you, but that's why nobody pays attention to them.
That's probably the first time I've heard that ever.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I
So
don't hear it a lot.
Northwest, Pacific, and Southwest.
Yep.
And then it's Atlantic.
I've already changed. In the NHL, Eastern Conference has Atlantic and Metropolitan.
Yes.
Western Conference has Central and Pacific. You know, you would think the Metropolitan's the one that would have all the big cities in
The
it.
city folk.
Well,
That's got to be the Rangers.
Well, it's got
Islanders.
Rangers, Giants, Islanders, or Rangers, excuse me, Devils, Islanders, Pittsburgh, Washington, Philadelphia, Columbus, Carolina. So it does have all the big cities. Boston is in the other one, though. They're in the Atlantic. How about that? And y'all say we don't talk hockey
Or sports.
or sports on this show. Who are you waving at, Rockstar?
Camera, just making sure we're still.
Boston.
Who's filling the pause?
I don't know what their odds were going into the Stanley Cup playoffs. Obviously, they lose in the first round to Florida.
I think they were the greatest in
Well, that was the
in a
discussion.
long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a long time. But I mean, they probably weren't like Edmonton when they were winning, back-to-back Stanley Cups.
Probably not.
There
but
was discussion that this was the best team of all time.
Yeah.
Though. ESPN had started that discussion.
I mean, based on their points from the
Yeah.
year.
That's right. It set a record for points and wins. So that's got to put you in special area. And I don't think anybody thought anybody would beat them, and they get bounced in the first round.
Yeah.
And then the Celtics, especially once the Bucks got beat, their odds changed a lot too. And you got to think the Celtics thought they were going to win it all, and then they got bounced.
Well, they were minus 600 in that series going against Miami.
Yeah.
That's a big number for a series.
very disappointing losses for Boston.
Yeah,
this
I'd say
postseason.
so. Absolutely.
Yeah. And they've sucked in New England since Brady left for the Patriots for the most part. So it's a downturn. Red Sox have been off for a while now.
Yeah.
They
Tough
haven't
run.
been good.
Tough run. Nobody's going to shed any tears for
Remember,
Boston, I
though,
don't think.
just recently, Boston was
On top.
Yeah.
championship city. It had the Bruins, the Red Sox, the Celtics.
Don't forget the Patriots.
And the Patriots
Pat
all
Riots.
were winning, yeah. Interesting thoughts.
Hey, last time we were here, deep thoughts. Last time we were here, we were talking about, and Lance didn't get to participate in this, so I'm going to bring it back up. Best concert, worst concert, first concert. And one of the reasons I wanted to bring this up, Rockstar, is because I was thinking about it after coming back from George Strait, Chris Stapleton. It's in my discussion, but I started thinking about, now I've seen Johnny Swim twice in this span because it's my wife's favorite group, so I take her to see them. But if you take them out of it, my last 3 concerts for me, Garth Brooks, Black Crowes, and George Strait, Chris Stapleton. I'm on a pretty good run right there. Now, your concert as well, Black Jacket, but it's in a different category.
Yeah.
Well, I do. I mean,
Yeah.
We've got Tears the quarterbacks.
The
we got Tears
the minor leagues.
well, I mean, do you think you're in the same category?
I didn't say it. No,
Well,
I am not.
you like-
I am not in the. I am not the same kind.
Man,
love
I can't even remember my last 3. My last concert was Def Leppard, Motley Crue, and Poison.
Well, that's been a couple of years. That's been a year ago.
That was last August.
last
yeah.
August, yeah.
First concert, Kiss. Me and Dunaway were at the same one across the street, BJCC. Worst concert, Rocky, you might have been there, 91, Birmingham Racecourse.
No, I was too young. No way.
Skid Row opening for
Guns N' Roses.
Terrible show. And best show, man, I have seen so many good shows. I would probably say the Injustice for All Metallica show.
Where'd you see them?
BJCC. Twice. I saw the Black Tour and I saw Injustice for All. But I'll tell you, like, I've had some weird, like, really good concerts. Like Duran Duran at Chastain in Atlanta was so good.
They're going to be in Franklin, Tennessee. When we were coming back from, I don't know when it is. I think it's in September. When we were coming back from Columbus after seeing George Strait, my wife, for whatever reason, was getting served up. Well, I know what the reason was because I know how this works now. She was getting served up ads for music festivals, right? Because we had just been to a music festival.
Yep.
So people were doing the geofencing advertising. And one of them was in Franklin, Tennessee for some music festival in September. And Duran Duran, I think, was one of the acts.
I was supposed to see him at
What's the name?
O2.
Is that
Does Bonnaroo still
is that
have
Moon something?
No, it's in
Next week is Bonnaroo. My
I was gonna
daughter's
say,
my
I
daughter's
haven't
going
heard
to that.
Yeah,
I'm out of the loop.
She's camping out Wednesday on.
yeah.
Oh,
You're right, Dunaway. It's Moon.
Not Moon Fest, but it's
Yeah.
Moon something.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
And I immediately thought of Lance because I know you like Duran Duran.
I'm going to go see him in Atlanta next Thursday.
Are you really?
Yeah, boys, I'm going to take off next Friday, if that's okay.
Lance is off next Friday, everybody. Just put it in the calendar.
So they're at Bridgestone
Duran Duran is?
Tuesday. Yeah.
Not by themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Duran Duran's big enough to do Bridgestone Arena?
Duran Duran is huge.
Hungry like a wolf, Brown.
I mean, when I saw him in Atlanta, look, Chastain is a small venue, but some big acts play there. But I was talking to people that were from Ireland, from England, people that travel around and follow them. And then you think about how many people our age. I mean, they were the original boy band, really.
Simon Le Bon.
Yeah. Still wears tight pants.
He's got to be in his 60s now.
Yeah, I would say Simon is probably 62.
Well, I saw him last
Lance
year.
didn't say he put his pants on. He just said he
He
still
just wears
them.
them. Somebody else
folds them
helps him. Yeah. I saw them when they went into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Was that last year, Rockstar? Do you remember?
That was 2019 due to the clip. 2009. No, that's The Cure. I was thinking about The Cure.
Were they excited about it, Rockstar?
Apparently, it's like you know. I'm trying to think of an ordinary.
They went 2021.
I have to look it up too.
2021 Duran
Yeah.
Duran.
I think Dunaway's right. I think it was 2021. I remember seeing seeing them do their song, and Simon Le Bon was wearing the tight pants.
This can't be right, though. I'm looking at Duran Duran for this Tuesday at
There's no way.
Bridgestone, and it's saying tickets, they start at $12 each.
Well, I told you they
They
can't
were
fill up.
last year, 2022.
I
Damn.
told you they can't fill up
There is
Bridgestone.
no way, dude. You
Well,
can't get a
Duran
ticket
Duran's
for $12.
not big enough for Bridgestone Arena.
It's not going to be good seats. LT. It's going to be upper deck at Bridgestone.
Oh,
You're
no, I
kidding,
get
but
that.
still $12. Like the other night, I told you guys I passed on Dave Matthews. That ticket was $40 for the get in. That was the one I passed on. This is $12. Same arena, same setup.
No, it's still the 300s, the uppers. I mean, they're starting to go up. These are 64 each, 107 each.
Rockstar, you know music. Are you surprised Duran Duran's playing arenas?
Yes and no. This is the new thing. Like I'm guaranteeing they're not playing new music. This is just like a greatest hits tour. That's the new thing to make money because that's the only bands are making money now just by doing live performances. That's the only thing you can really control. But no, if they debate on the demand, I didn't know they were still tour. I know they played every now and then. If they're doing like a legitimate tour, that's surprising. I don't know how big because of the people. Oh my God, I don't know. I'd love to see them. But I ain't going to. If they came here, I'd see them. I ain't going to Atlanta.
You'd go see BJCC?
Yeah, I'm not going to Atlanta or Nashville to see them.
Yeah. Is there one you've regretted not seeing?
That was a big one for me.
Elton. Well, you saw Elton John.
I saw Elton John.
I was too young, but I had a chance to see. I don't know if I had a chance to see Pink Floyd at Legion Field. I would have loved to see David Gilmour.
Oh, it was so awful.
I'm not a big Pink Floyd fan, but David Gilmour is incredible. Just to be able to say that you saw Pink Floyd. There is still a part of me. I know it's a big thing now. There's a part of me that wants to see Bob Dylan because there ain't going to be much time left. I don't care about seeing. I've never seen Willie. I think I have seen Willie Nelson.
I have.
But Bob Dylan, even though it's going to be a train wreck and awful, like just to see because he is a legend, still be going at it at whatever 82, 83
I
years
saw
old.
Clapton.
Did anybody?
I've
seen Eric Clapton. Did anybody ever see Prince?
No,
Nope.
that's
I
another.
didn't either.
He came here. I remember he came here years ago, and within the last 10, 15 years, and did not go to that, and I regret that.
Yeah, mine was Queen. Older
Oh,
brother,
really? That's
yeah.
your biggest, maybe your favorite band.
I'm a big fan, but regret not going to see them. I think you regret more. I mean, obviously, once they retire, you never know where they're going to come back. But once somebody's dead, like Prince
Or Freddie Mercury.
or Freddie Mercury, yeah.
So when did he die? What year did he die?
Freddie Mercury,
1991.
yeah,
91, 92.
91.
Yeah, so you would have been still fairly young. I mean, you'd have been high school, Lance, going to see him.
That's when
So
I went to the
it's-
majority of my concerts were middle school and high school.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny when LT just spits out 1991? We are all like, man, it's a good memory. If I do it,
But you
it's-
said it. I was a little surprised you knew it that quickly.
Yeah.
Because I remember the
You know-
concert.
Why do you know that Freddie Mercury died in 1991?
It was just on social media. Did he die yesterday for some reason?
No, he died in November.
Okay, I saw him yesterday on my social media feed. I think it was Twitter or Instagram stories.
Yeah, maybe.
Somehow, a picture of him in his final days, standing out in the garden, taken by his boyfriend, husband. Beautiful flowers were blooming.
I know
and
that
one
picture.
One of the last photos
Yeah.
ever taken of Freddie
Wow.
Mercury, and it was on my feed for some reason.
Yeah.
Maybe I think it was for Pride Month. I think it
Oh,
moved into
okay.
my feed
He
because of
died in
you-
November of 91.
Yeah, so Pride Month, he was such an activist, and it was I clicked on it and read a story that one of the bandmates said if he had just made it 6 or 7 more months, that some of the life-changing AIDS medication came just shortly after
Well,
his
yeah,
death.
because when was Magic Johnson? 93, 94?
Yeah.
So Magic Johnson was the fall of 91.
No, so he played on the Dream Team
He played
after
on
he announced?
Oh, he did. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the big. It was a big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Magic got announced actually, ironically, the same month Freddie died.
Yeah, and Magic
November of 91.
is living symptom-free, basically.
Yeah.
And
I
and
think there's a lot of people that are.
well, and I see because I see that commercial during some of the sporting events. For some reason, it airs a lot during the golf on CBS of some medicine that they claim you can basically live symptom-free if you stay on that medicine. So you're right. I mean, Freddie Mercury, unfortunately, was probably a decade.
Yeah, but a few more months, the bandmate said we'd still have Freddie around. That's
Wow.
what he was saying. He was
Wow.
very sad about it.
One of the biggest blunders in advertising history was the chocolate bar, AIDS, AIDS.
No, what did that stand for?
It was AIDS. It was just like that. It was, I don't know if it was a business or something like that, but that's right when the AIDS epidemic was big time. And the commercial, I think it was people walking around going, how did you lose all that? It was a diet bar. How'd you lose all that weight?
It was.
I got AIDS.
I remember that.
That's right.
I remember that happening.
When he said chocolate bar, I was thinking it was a snack, but now I remember
Yeah.
that story.
How did you
remember
lose
that
all that weight? I got AIDS.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember
They
that.
did not. They did not last. They went
Really?
out- they didn't-
That didn't succeed.
No,
Well,
they
they may
went-
have changed the name and
Yeah.
still exists.
I've got HIV.
Yeah.
Damn it! That's over 2.
It's called HIV.
Yeah.
Let My Believer says, in your opinion, the biggest one-hit wonder. And now some people have followed up. SS says, "Aha, Take on Me."
No. What's his name? Norman Greenbaum. Spirit in the Sky.
Spirit of the Sky is
That
pretty
guy,
big. You're right.
every movie that has a spaceship or a plane in it uses that.
Yeah.
He gets so many checks just
You're
for
right.
Spirit in
It
the
was
Sky.
in. I do remember it in Apollo 13.
Every movie with
Yeah.
space.
Did Little Feat ever have another hit other than Dixie Chicken?
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
I think Little Feat was pretty big. At least they had a cult following. I didn't like them.
I know they when I was in high school, they would be like opening acts for some bands that would roll around.
Taylor Swift, Shake It Off.
Shake It Off.
Is that early
one
yet?
hit wonder.
Has she done anything since then?
Nope.
Tainted Love, Soft Cell.
Yep.
And that's it.
We've got Hoobastank, The Reason.
Hoobastank had 2. Crawling in the Dark was and then there's another one.
I know Dunaway doesn't like the song. I think it's still an entertaining 80s song.
Come on,
Dixie,
Eileen.
Midnight Runners, Come On, Eileen.
Dixie's Midnight Runners. Yeah. I kind of like Come On, Eileen.
Yeah.
Stacy says by Crash Test Dummies.
They had a couple other hits, but that was a great first album, 1993, and God Shuffled His Feet. Had that album.
Give me 1 second. I'm pulling up some
Four
other
Non
ones.
Blondes. What's up?
Yeah,
I like
and
that
she's
one.
actually a famous writer. She wrote Beautiful by Christina Aguilera. She wrote that song.
Yeah.
Good tune.
So Michael, surprised you didn't say Tupac was your regret not seeing in concert. Did you see Tupac?
I did not.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to regret that one, right?
Yeah,
but you
know,
probably thought you had plenty of time to see him.
I talked about this yesterday on the cocktail hour with Brittany and Kelly. Although it's my favorite genre, it is the worst concerts.
I would imagine. Yeah, I don't know how that translated.
It's so funny, and again, I've referenced this a couple of times because I watched this weekend. But the original Kings of Comedy, when Steve Harvey, when he does his imitation of a rap show, and you can't understand anything on the mic because it's like 6 dudes all at the same time.
And they're holding it like,
they're right up on the mic.
Yeah.
But it sounds just like it. I mean, it's hilarious.
I mean, there's so much freedom in their lyrics when they're doing when they're doing live performances, having to spit. They don't usually
there's so much speed.
They don't necessarily spit exactly the same lyrics every time either.
But you don't know the difference because it's so over. To Lance's point, it's so loud and overdriven.
Yeah,
That's something I have never attended a rap concert.
Yeah, I have zero interest. I don't like the genre to begin with, but I've got no interest.
I like the genre. I've never been to a concert.
Closest I've ever been was when Snoop Dogg did City Stages. And I remember it was elbow to elbow, and it was hot. You'd pass people, and just sweat would just transfer to you.
Was it a good concert?
I remember Taylor Hicks was played the harmonica for the first. I think that's just after you won American Idol.
But LT, and I think you're Brown and Rockstar. I think a lot of artists now, they have what's it called if they're playing the song and some vocals on a recording.
It's a track.
They're playing a track, and then
Britney Spears does that.
And then they can add parts they want and stop. I think that probably has changed the rap concerts too, just like it has with Britney Spears or Christina or anybody who moves around on stage. I've seen a lot of this Taylor Swift tour, and I do think there are sometimes that sometimes I think she may be, that she may pause for a second and then hit another note while another note's happening. Sometimes I think it may be a track going on.
You usually have a backing track because that's another thing. If she gets sick, that's my biggest fear, especially with playing this tour that she's doing.
Who, Taylor Swift?
Yeah, if I just get a cold where I lose my voice and I can't, it hurts to swallow and everything. Like, honey, you got 100,000 people out there.
Yeah,
and these people, you can't just reschedule. Like, these people came for this; they can't come back in 3 months.
Right.
But she's got those special, on-site doctors that take care of pretty much anything. And if she had COVID, she'd power right there.
There's no doubt. But to your point, Rockstar, you could always just use the backing track, right? That's what
it is.
saying,
But then there's going to be people that say like she wasn't singing. That is she not singing in every concert? It seems like this is. Why would she do it just in Dallas? Why would she? So it's just.
Well, I would tell you this: the cool thing about her concert now is, and she sort of plays this up, and I think this happens. Like the guy I like right now, Zach Bryan, is this way, and I would imagine if I'm at a rap concert anywhere. Sometimes the crowd is singing louder than the artists themselves.
Yeah.
Like you see any clips of the Taylor Swift concert. Now I know it's being shot from here, so I'm hearing the people closer here than I do the speakers because it's being shot from here. But the crowd is singing along almost as loud or more than you can actually hear her sing. And I know that's the way it is with Zach Bryan too right now. And I imagine that's the way it is with a lot. Like if we're at Wembley, one of the greatest moments in Queen history to me is when they're singing at Wembley, and the whole damn crowd is singing as loud as he is.
Yeah, but do you like that when you're at a concert when the guy backs out and just lets the crowd sing? Do you
I don't mind it. It gives me chills.
It depends on the moment, and it depends on the song. You don't let them do the whole song. Like there's I know y'all guys have never seen PJ20. It's Pearl Jam's 20th anniversary special that Cameron Crowe directed, and in 2010 they played in Madison Square Garden, and Vedder started Better Man. and he started singing it, but he could hear the crowd so much because it's just him and the guitar for the first verse, and you can see that the crowd is louder than him. So that's a moment where he's like, all right, take it. And he backs up and lets them sing that first chorus, and you can see how emotional he is, just going like, it's amazing. We have Madison Square Garden packed, and they're singing the song for me. And then he comes back in, but it's just like, they're so loud. I'm going to let y'all have this because you were so energetic about this. Take it.
And I love George Strait's music, Brown, but it's I saw him here in Birmingham inside. I like outside concerts better. But I saw him inside at the BJCC, and he sings the songs, and he sings them so well that it almost sounds like it's his CD or his album or whatever. I sort of like when they stop and let the crowd sing along, or they add a little extra, or they to where I know it's not that I know it, but I can hear you sing it that way all the time. I like it when it's a little different.
Right.
Like I would have liked to have been at the Luke Combs concert when he said, listen, before you guys leave tonight, you will have in your phone, you'll already be reimbursed for tonight. I don't have my voice, but we're going to do a concert, and you guys are going to have to sing.
Yeah.
I won't have my best voice, but I'm going to sing along with you because that's all I can do. And you're getting your money back. I would have rather been at that concert than a normal concert.
Luke Combs has a cover out. I don't imagine Lance and Rockstar have heard it. He's covered Fast Car by Tracy Chapman.
Oh, I don't like it.
You don't?
No.
I kind of dig it.
I like most covers.
You think it's terrible?
Yeah,
I thought Tracy Chapman was terrible.
Oh, I love that. Tracy Chapman song is amazing.
Yeah,
it's just
Tracy
too long.
Chapman's pretty
It's
good.
like 5.5 minutes long, but that's a great song.
And that was 1987, 88.
Did she debut
but
that?
they wear it out on the Today's Hits.
Oh, do they really?
Oh, yeah. And that Last Night by Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, I think
God.
play the heck out of that.
I like most covers, Brown. I do not like that one.
I don't hate it.
I think it's because I can only hear Tracy Chapman sing it.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the Tracy Chapman version, so maybe that's why I like the Luke Combs version.
Did she debut that song at Mandela's funeral?
No.
Not Mandela's funeral. Maybe when he was.
Oh, I don't know.
Was
I don't know the answer to that.
I saw a video
His
once.
release?
I saw a video
he was still
once.
alive.
I saw a video once where it was a big concert there in South Africa, and they introduced her a new audience, and it was something for Mandela. Maybe it was his release. Maybe they were trying to still get him out of prison.
That's
and
kind of
apartheid.
Well, they got rid of apartheid out of
That's
that.
kind of a weird song though to debut it. I mean,
I don't know if it's the debut, but they
it's
introduced
basically the purpose of the song. I mean, the meaning of the song is they're living in poverty. They get a car so they can get out of poverty, basically, right? I guess maybe that goes with apartheid. I don't know.
So one more note about Eddie Vedder.
Yeah, please.
So last Saturday, we played in a place called Huntington, Tennessee, a little town that's a small theater. It's the Hal Holbrook financed it. And what I thought was, if y'all saw his face, you'd know who he was. I always walk around the venue beforehand. And I went
real quick. He ran the firm in the firm.
Yes.
Okay, I got who you're talking about. Yeah, I knew who that was. Yeah, okay.
So I go downstairs, and
Good bit actor.
There's a basement, and there's a poster of Into the Wild starring Hal Holbrook.
Yeah.
And this is in the basement. It's just a frame poster, and it's every single person on the Eddie Vedder, Sean Penn. I forgot that Zach Galifianakis was in it. Vince Vaughn, Hal Holbrook, Emil Hirsch. All these people autographed it, and they had just in the basement. I just thought it was a super interesting thing that he was in that movie. I forgot he got nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah,
Great underrated film, Into the Wild. Go watch it.
I've got the DVD. I forgot Sean Penn was in that.
Sean Penn directed it.
Directed it. That's it. Yeah, he wasn't in it. Yeah.
He was, I think, in Fletch Lives.
Hal Holbrook.
Yeah, I think so.
You know him more for his mustache.
Yeah, I think he played, if I'm not mistaken, I think he played one of the main characters in Fletch Lives.
He was the not the sheriff, but
He was in
like
all the President's Men.
the real estate guru that was sort of the villain in the movie. He was going to make money off
In
of
Fletch
it.
Lives? Yeah, he was the wealthy guy. So I'm talking about the same guy?
Yeah.
By the way, Bob Dylan, Ush, says he has seen him in concert 6 times, Rockstar, and he was outstanding each and every time.
Well, I mean, you don't go in expecting his voice to be any different than it is, right? So I would imagine it's good.
It's this now.
Is it really?
I mean, it's like it's real gruff. I mean, he's old.
Yeah.
He's been doing it since he was like 20 years old. I imagine that was before Martin Luther King did the Dream speech. Bob Dylan played what song? Times They Are Changing or something like that at 23 years old.
And he was there
yeah, I've seen that
in
video.
Washington.
Yeah, he played before Martin Luther
MLK
King
walked up.
Yeah, there's
like,
video
wow.
of it. I've seen the video
That's
somewhere.
insane.
I think maybe
How long ago that was? He's still relevant today.
I know. I think I maybe saw that video in D.C. at the Martin Luther King Jr. The monument there, and I think that video is playing.
like because it's just playing the whole day of the "I Have a Dream" speech, and that's right before it.
It's insane.
Yeah. Pritch Law says Willie Nelson sucks live.
Really?
So yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, probably now.
Here's what's funny is at the George Strait show, he covered Pancho and Lefty, which is Willie and Waylon. And Chris Stapleton comes out to sing it with him. Chris Stapleton had already done his concert, and he comes out to sing it with him. Well, you know how, like, when you're at a concert, somebody walks out and you can hear the crowd start cheering? Well, I was sitting on the side of the stage. I wasn't straight on. I was I was stage right. And I heard the crowd over there cheering, so they saw somebody walking out, and I'm like, holy crap, he's bringing out Willie Nelson to sing this. And I knew he wasn't bringing out Waylon, right? So I'm like, he's bringing out Willie Nelson to sing this. And I've never seen Willie, and I've heard Willie is awful in concert now. But I'm like, it's going to be kind of cool to check this off my list that I've seen Willie Nelson. Yeah. It turns out it was Chris Stapleton who came back out and sang it with him.
Well, what really is interesting, speaking of a Willie Nelson song, he and Ray Charles sang 7 Spanish Angels. And in the tribute, when Willie Nelson got honored at the Kennedy Center, it was Chris Stapleton and who's that woman that sings really good tunes?
Really good voice.
Like Lainey Wilson?
She's been around a long time.
Martina McBride?
No.
Reba McEntire.
No. I'll think of it. But Stapleton came out and sang that 7 Spanish Angels with she.
I like 7 Spanish Angels. That's a good song.
Got a hint outside of she's a woman.
She's a really good voice.
No, I mean she was popular in the 90s.
By the way,
Edie Brickell.
Shania Twain.
No, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, hang on.
And she had a band. It was her and her band name, but the band.
Yeah. Not Bonnie
Susie
Raitt.
the Banshees.
No.
Hang on.
Goodness.
It was a country music artist.
Yeah, and probably a little crossover into little adult contemporary.
It wasn't Patty Loveless.
Amy Grant.
No. The chat room has it by now, surely.
Well, first of all, I got to.
You said she's a female in the 90s.
Yeah.
Chris Stapleton.
First of all, I've got to correct this. William Merle, not William Waylon. My apologies on Pancho and Lefty. It was Merle Haggard.
Yeah. Still would be hard to bring out Merle.
Yeah, you're not going to bring out either one of those. Willie's the only one with us there.
It may be Martina McBride.
Martina McBride was it's actually a pretty cool story. She was a merchandise salesperson for a Garth Brooks tour. Have you ever heard this story?
I haven't, but I got to see this.
And she was there early one day, and they needed somebody to do sound check, right? They just needed somebody to sing for sound check. So literally somebody's like, Martina, you can sing. Why don't you go up there and sing? So she goes up there and gets the mic, and you've heard Martina McBride. Yeah. I mean, whether you like country music or not, that girl has got chops. And so she does the sound check for the Garth Brooks tour, and there were enough people there that heard her that were like, holy crap, this girl can sing. So I think I don't think that night, but I think in their next stop, they allowed her to do the, lights up. People are still coming in.
This is almost like A Star Is Born.
Yeah,
it's crazy, but that's how she got the gig.
Was she a performing artist before that, like playing at bars and stuff, or was she just a girl that could sing?
Yeah, I think she had probably performed in Nashville. I mean, I think pretty much everybody does, right?
I don't know. I don't know if she was just like, I just want to be a person that's involved with concerts. I don't want to be a performer.
Like, I think she probably knew somebody that got her the gig, selling T-shirts on the road with Garth Brooks.
Did anybody up here buy a Garth Brooks shirt?
I did not buy a Garth Brooks shirt.
Dunaway?
Did not buy a Garth Brooks shirt.
Allison Krauss.
Allison Krauss is it. Thank you, chat room.
Union Station or whatever that you.
Jared and Samuel.
Thank you, Jared and
She's
Samuel.
still touring with Robert Plant.
Yeah, they just came here.
I like that. Do you like Allison Krauss and Robert Plant?
She's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah, she's got a gorgeous voice. I'll tell you a song she did.
Whiskey Lullaby.
Whiskey Lullaby. It is the saddest song in the world.
When not Whiskey Lullaby, but when Maggie and I would get romantic in our early dating days.
Oh no,
yeah, Whiskey Lullaby is anything but romantic.
She had one of those CD spins, and that was one of.
How do you define romantic early on?
When we were making out on the couch.
A little make-out sesh.
She'd have a little 5 in her music system, had a little 5 CD set thing spinning around. That was always in rotation. I think a little John Mayer was in there too.
Was her body a wonderland?
Still is
Runaway question.
Still is
really
Rockstar.
That's kind of awkward.
Nancy looked good the other day too, though.
You told her.
Almighty.
I heard her.
Samuel says, on the contrary, I think Jason Isbell's voice was better in person. I've never seen Isbell in concert.
Some people are better live. It's interesting. Some people I think almost Dave Matthews is better live than on record. It's weird that you can translate because he
I think
Paid-
Metallica's better.
Yeah,
live.
they pay their dues doing live, and
Wow.
then yes, we have to release live.
and that's a high bar.
That guy's a perfectionist.
Like
though,
I
right?
guarantee people love Widespread Panic live than they do than recorded.
What you're saying is it sounds canned and not as much energy when it's in the studio.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like
Well,
their
produced.
notes between between Lars's drum play and Kirk Hammett on guitar. They really just don't miss. And I mean, James Hetfield's voice is James Hetfield's
Like that, like
voice.
Metallica. It's almost when on the album they're too tight. It's too produced. On live, it's just like these guys are playing together right now in unison. That's just so cool, and it sounds great. But on the record, it's just like
I frequently though I'll pull up a group on Apple Music and I'll find their live stuff.
That's
and
me
listen to
too.
it. I'd
I'd
much
ra-
rather listen to live.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, and I know it has been, they've enhanced it in the studio. I know that's not the exact live recording, but just having the crowd in it and their interaction with the crowd to me makes it so much better than the
back
studio.
again, back to the Duran Duran. I've got Save a Prayer live,
Right.
downloaded, and he lets the crowd go a little bit with that. But it's just, and you just wonder when that was, where it was. I love like on Sirius XM coming across live music and seeing the date, the venue.
yeah, I think that's awesome. There's a Chili Pepper station now that does all that.
Because I try to, and this is weird, but I try to imagine where was I September 3rd of 1993.
I try to imagine
It's probably
what
home in the bedroom.
what the concert looks like at the stadium, that they're at. Like
yeah.
if they're in Vancouver, Dave Matthews, because you get a lot on the Dave Matthews channel. Dave Matthews, Vancouver, 19 something. And I'm
Well-
like, Vancouver Stadium. I wonder if that's where
The CFL plays.
Have they ever played a CFL game there?
Gray Bowl.
Yeah.
Dave Matthews is better live because of the improv and energy, according to Bama JT too.
I'd agree with that.
I'm kind of regretting I didn't go see him when I had the chance. I mean, but he'll come back around here, right? I'm
See-
just not the biggest fan of Dave Matthews, but I've heard it's a good live show.
Seeing him with Tim Reynolds is really good too.
Yeah.
It's just two acoustic guitars, and Tim Reynolds is insanely good. So that's another way I suggest to see Dave Matthews. I don't know if they're still touring together.
Yeah. Pritch Law says Widespread great both ways. Best band on the planet for a beer drinking Southerner who likes to smell pot but not smoke it.
It's very specific.
It's like Brown and Coffee.
Quite a needle to thread. Stacy says she agrees with LT or he. I'm sorry, Stacy. I know that's probably happened to you forever. My apologies on that one. Stacy agrees with LT. Saw Metallica, Soundgarden, and Rage against the Machine at Lollapalooza, Newport, Tennessee, 1996. Amazing show. That is a hard show right there, though.
I regret not seeing Rage. They came here in for the Evil Empire tour, I believe.
It's his
And-
birthday yesterday, by the way.
Zach,
Tom.
Oh yeah, he's got his own what he does. Takes over Lithium. He plays some
Yeah.
interesting songs.
Yeah,
man.
I listened to him. His
Yeah.
mom's like, I forgot how his mom's involved in music with him.
She introduces the band every night.
Okay.
Rage, she did the greatest effing band in the entire world, and then Rage Against the Machine comes on.
But see, I've got a whole live playlist on my Spotify.
What do you call it? What's the
Building
name
a
of the
Mystery.
playlist?
I love live music.
What's it called?
I love
No,
live
but-
music.
He's got Sarah McLachlan building a mystery.
Of course he does,
I
yeah.
love live.
Building a
But Beautiful
mystery.
Day is better live with you too.
I get disappointed when I go to an artist on Apple Music and they don't have a live.
King of Pain by
Police.
The Police
Yeah.
is better live than it is in
Yeah.
the studio album.
I much prefer
Well,
live.
that's one of those bands I liked as a kid. I just don't like anymore.
The Nirvana
Come
Broken-
As You Are.
Yeah, Come As You Are in '92. Was that an MTV Unplugged type thing? Or?
No, the MTV Unplugged was 90, just before he died, like 2 or 3 months before he died.
Yeah, like I would not listen to a Joe Cocker song to save my life except for the live version with a little help from a friend.
Wow. What was it, Rockstar? Do you remember, Lance, you may remember this too, MTV Music Awards. It was when Guns N' Roses was at their peak, and Axl did November Rain with,
Elton John.
was it Elton John?
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, it's fantastic. Do you
Maybe I
remember
didn't.
being
I
good,
didn't.
Rockstar?
They had 2 pianos facing
Back
each
to
other,
back.
and Axel's piano bench was the end of a motorcycle. Totally cool. They had I don't know if they, I know that they did 2 songs. I know they did November Rain. I don't know if they did that together.
Duran Duran live. No, I think it was November Rain because I'm trying to remember. I remember watching it live. Do you remember it being good? I
Yeah,
need to go back and find that.
Guns N' Roses were good back then.
Yeah.
Now,
Well-
not so much.
Ordinary World.
Right.
Don't like the recorded version. Love the live version of Duran Duran.
I do that song.
I was watching the A's and Pirates.
Hey, did the Pirates come back and win that game?
I don't think so.
It was 7-0 in the first inning, and the Pirates were clawing back in.
So
I'll look
I
it up.
saw, though, they had the rolling advertising, and PNC Park, where Pittsburgh plays,
I
Guns N'
saw
Roses is going
that.
to be there on the 18th of August.
They've got a massive tour right now, and
Who is-
Metallica.
Guns N' Roses, but let me tell you, man.
Metallica tickets are impossible.
But
Yeah.
you know who's helping Guns N' Roses out with 3 shows?
Carrie
Underwood.
Carrie Underwood. Yeah.
Well, she brought Axl out to sing
At Coachella. or Stagecoach.
Paradise City.
Paradise City, and
Right.
God bless him, man. He just can't do it anymore.
It's awful.
He'd never. First of all, she brought him out, and he's never looked more like Mark Stoops than he does now.
He wears a
And-
lot. He's like Lenny Kravitz. He wears a lot of accessories.
Yeah, and number two, he just can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And she is so incredible vocally.
Yep.
That it just makes him look even worse.
Well, would you rather him sing to a track?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Or
I'd
it's
almost,
like obvious, like that's not him.
but I'd almost rather him just not do it, Rockstar, because it's just he had such a good, unique voice back in the day.
Well,
Did y'all
that-
know CMA Fest is this weekend?
Oh yes,
Uh,
everybody knows that.
Yep.
Where is it?
No, it's downtown. It's Nissan Stadium.
Downtown Nashville.
But our buddy Richard Holland sent me the lineup. He said he's going Saturday night.
Who we got?
Saturday night is Jason Aldean, Eric Church, Little Big Town, Old Dominion, Tracy Lawrence, and John Party.
John Pardee. I like John Pardee. I like
Uh,
about half of that right there.
So June 8th, which is Thursday, tomorrow night, Luke Combs, Dan and Shay,
Ooh,
Jordan Davis, Tyler Hubbard, Jay, the Messina.
Jody Messina.
Yeah, Jody Messina and Carly Pierce.
Hey, that is a good night right there.
Friday night, Hardy, Cody Johnson, Miranda Lambert, Tanya Tucker, Keith Urban, and Laney Wilson.
I like Lenny Wilson.
And
I
then,
like that whole night.
and then
Do you
the-
really? You like
Best one
Hardy?
so far. I
You
like
like
Hardy.
Hardy?
I love Hardy.
okay, last night, though, on Sunday the 11th, is going to be Dirks Bentley, Luke Bryan, Ashley McBride, Tim McGraw, and Josh Turner. That's a lot of damn big names.
Yeah, well, they all live there.
Well, they do that. I mean, that's such a huge weekend tourism wise up there. Do they use Bridgestone for that?
7 stages set up around downtown with Spotify House Party, among others.
Oh,
All
that'd
this
be great for
starts
traffic.
10 tomorrow morning and ends every night with huge concerts at Nissan. Last one is Sunday
But
night.
you know, Rockstar anymore, they close down at night Broadway, so you can't drive on Broadway anyway. So
Oh, okay, that's a good idea.
yeah,
They
I
made
mean,
it like Bourbon Street.
I like it far better than Bourbon Street personally.
Okay.
But let me tell
Yeah.
you, I was up there a couple of weeks ago, and it's closing in on Bourbon Street. Like you now are having to step over the vomit. You can smell kind of that smell in the air. You know what I'm saying? It's a mix of weed and vomit.
Yeah, it's going to get there.
It is. I hate it because I love Broadway, and I've always liked it so much better than Bourbon. But it is approaching Bourbon Street.
Yeah, I remember celebrating my 40th birthday in Nashville. And I said at that time I could live, if I was going to live in another town, I could live here. And now when I go to Nashville, it is way too much.
Yeah, it's
Remember
gotten
that
to be a
time I
lot.
tried to convince us to move our show to Nashville?
Yep,
Glad
and
we did.
Huntsville. I think Mobile one time too. That way wanted
He
everything,
was really big on Pinson.
everything but Birmingham.
I didn't want everything but Birmingham, but I just knew that us threatening to leave was always going to be our chance to get the next big
Yep,
boost.
there you go. Well, we finally left. All right, so tonight, U.S. Open Cup, big deal for Birmingham for the Legion right here next door at Protective
It
Stadium.
is. I mean, they got national and international press from winning the last game.
Yeah.
I can't imagine if they win this game.
Who do we get if we get to the Final Four?
I haven't even looked. Let me
Yeah.
look.
Galactic
say we.
Press.
So while Dunaway looks at that, you can still get tickets, bhmlegion.com. You can still come here to Top Golf. And I think our winner is here. I think Little T's over there setting him up, so we're going to go talk to him. But you can enjoy Top Golf anytime. It is a great place to come. It is a fun event, even if you don't play golf. Great food here. Just a fun time to hang out and have some Bud Lights while you're here. Bud Light has us here with Bud Light game night, so enjoy those while you're here at Top Golf. And then head over next door and watch the Legion against Inter Miami. This is the Elite Eight of the U.S. Open Cup. If we win, we get to the Final Four, and Dunaway, we get the winner of.
Dude, why are you rushing me here?
Rockstar, you got anything you want to add while Dunaway looks at that?
Always be good to your neighbors because they can see your grass. They have access to your windows.
You know, I think
I don't know.
Yeah.
if this bracket is correct,
Yeah.
or that just going by times. Dun, dun, dun. Well, they wouldn't. They would. We could play Real Salt Lake or LA Galaxy.
Wow.
Or if we're on the other side, either Cincinnati's MLS team, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, who's in our league.
That's in the
Yeah,
same league as
they're
Birmingham.
still alive.
It's
Yeah.
interesting, though. If
The
Miami
Chicago
wins,
Fire and the Houston
Yeah.
Dynamo.
Miami wins, then can that mean Beckham can play his old
It's
team?
the old team, yeah.
I've got the bracket now.
The
Here we
LA
go.
Galaxy.
Yep.
Good catch. on
FC
that.
Cincinnati's already won, so we get
Right.
we get FC Cincinnati if we win.
Okay.
Which
that in
I think is a good path. Which I think is a good path.
I don't really know.
I don't know. I don't think they announced afterwards.
Did y'all
where the
do a
game
bracket
is.
challenge for this?
Do you
And then already one is the Houston Dynamo, and they get the winner of Real Salt Lake and LA Galaxy.
and
I'll take somebody from the lower part of the bracket to win the cup for a steak. Either Houston Dynamo, Real Salt Lake, or LA Galaxy.
Are those like the
He's
big teams?
taking all the MLS teams.
You can have either FC Cincinnati, the Birmingham Legion, or Inter Miami.
No, I'm gonna pass.
Yeah. Good call by you.
Driving through Cincinnati the other day. First of all, I always like when you exit Northern Kentucky and come into Cincinnati. That is a pretty view. Like you come over that that rise.
It is, but if you're a trucker, you hate that hill
Oh,
going
boy,
down to the Ohio River.
Yeah, I bet you do. But what always jumps out at me about driving through Cincinnati, it's pretty to start with. That Bengals facility, they've got the worst practice area. It's right there under an interstate. They put a cover over it now, but you used to could just look down for the interstate, watch the Bengals practice. That always jumps out at me.
Probably throw a bottle at them.
Yeah, probably so. All right, so enjoy the game tonight. Thank you for joining us. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Make sure you've subscribed to our YouTube channel and set your alerts so you know when we're live 9 to 1 every single day. If you're watching us on Twitter, please hit the retweet, share us on Facebook, and like us at both those spots. We will be back 9 to 1. Follow us on social media at Next Round Live, on all social media at Next Round Live. Thank you for joining us for Bud Light Game Night from Top Golf in Birmingham.